So I guess we should get started.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. We're new to this game. It's a film podcast. I mean, you haven't seen one of those before. Definitely one in a million.
We're super original.
Yeah. And podcasts definitely aren't a medium that are in full bloom right now. Not everyone's doing a podcast these days.
What? I don't know anybody doing a podcast. What do you mean?
You might be wondering why us two people are doing a movie podcast and why we're qualified. That's because
we're not. That's why.
My name is Evan, and I am a film graduate who really likes film.
Wow.
And that's Kelly, who's just a film lover, I guess. We used to go and see movies every week back when we were in college, and now she lives a state away, and I live a state away, and we decided we still wanted to talk about movies, so here we are. And if you don't like our podcast, we're still going to talk about movies, so fuck you.
Exactly. Fuck you if you don't like our podcast. I think we're pretty great. And I know that I am the far less qualified one here, and that's why I am here really just for Evan to talk to. That's my main purpose in life, for Evan to have someone to talk to, because if it wasn't for me, who would he have?
I'd be just talking about movies to a wall.
Exactly. So that's my purpose.
Yeah.
That's my role here.
Being a film grad does not make me an expert on film, though. I live in LA, and I'm not fucking doing anything for my degree. So save your money, kids. Don't go to college.
True. Freaking bars.
If I hadn't gone to college, I wouldn't have met Ike, Kelly. That's what I referred to her as.
Yes, that's me.
So,
gosh, I wish that you could see the... Okay, sorry to interrupt you, but I wish you could see the notes that I took on the movie. They're insanely long and lots of typos. I couldn't... Yeah.
I have 8.5 pages full of notes on this movie because there was just so much to talk about. But we'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
Basically, what this movie is going, or this podcast is going to be is discussing shitty movies. Most of the time, probably not all the time. And this format for this first podcast is going to be a lot different than what our next podcasts are going to be, because after we had already seen this movie, Kelly came up with a brilliant idea that would make this podcast more original.
But we will save it for next time. We're not going to give it away. It can be a little surprise.
How many of the Oscar nominations have you seen? Do you even know what the Oscar nominations are?
No. Should I look it up?
It doesn't really matter.
You can tell me.
This was. I usually watch all the Oscar nominations in a year. Like last year, I saw every one except for 2. I think it was like I can't remember what I didn't see. But this year, I didn't see a lot of this shit. But I'm still kind of outraged about a lot of it.
Okay, what are your top 5 outrages?
Black Panther getting 7 nominations. We're gonna start this shit controversial. Didn't think that movie was that great. I enjoyed it.
Ooh.
I understand it had cultural impact.
Ooh.
But
you're drawing a fine line here, buddy. People are gonna get mad on our first 10 minutes of our first episode of our
generic.
First podcast.
It was just another Marvel movie.
Yeah.
It got nominated for like sound mixing and production design, but all of it was CGI, and it got nominated for Best Original Song, and I don't remember any music from that movie standing out to me, and it's Best Picture.
Oh. How is it? Do you think it's gonna win?
It might, just because the Academy might think they're obligated to vote for it.
Yeah. I feel like it's like everyone will be angry if they don't choose it.
Like, Black Klansman's on there. That's another movie about black representation where they're actually fighting the fucking Klan. No one seems to give a shit.
A real life thing that happened and not just some weird
it's just because
Marvel universe.
Movie. Yeah. Bohemian Rhapsody is nominated for Best Picture. I really enjoyed that. I think Rami Malek did a good job as Freddie Mercury, and I love Queen, so I did not see The Favorite, but I heard that's amazing. I did not see Green Book, but I heard that was pretty good. But I saw Roma. That movie was great. It's on Netflix. You should watch that shit.
Okay.
A Star is Born. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga are gold.
True.
And Vice, where Christian Bale's fat.
Is he fat in that movie?
Yeah, he's playing Dick Cheney.
Oh, yeah, he is. Oh, Christian. I mean, he's really put his body through the ringer.
Oh my God, that could not be good for
different movies.
That could not be
No,
good
I feel like his internal organs are just screaming. Christian, stop.
I do not think Bohemian Rhapsody will win. I do not think Black Klansman will win. I hope Black Panther doesn't win. I'm okay with any of the other ones winning, I think.
I think I'm going to call A Star is Born. I'm pretty sure it's going to win. I feel like everybody loved that movie and everyone will be happy if it won.
If it's not Black Panther, I'm going to call The Favorite or Roma.
You're probably right.
I'm probably not. I like the animated movie choices a lot better than last year. There's no Boss Baby or Fergie.
Oh my gosh. That should not even exist as an option in any universe.
The nominees this year are Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, I think that Spider-Man should win, but I love Isle of Dogs. It was so cute.
Isle of Dogs was so good. Wes Anderson
was
so good.
Oh my gosh, it was fucking incredible. I was like so invested in all of those dogs just getting off that island, you know?
I liked Incredibles 2, but I thought it was kind of, the first one was definitely better.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like they were just trying to use the same kind of jokes and try to like tug on our heartstrings more than actually making a funny or entertaining movie.
I think I called the villain at the end like instantly after I met.
Yeah, right?
It
was like obvious.
They better not do that. That's way too obvious, and then they did it.
Yeah, of course they did.
So, yeah.
It's like you can see them going a specific path. You're like, oh, okay, well they're doing this because they're obviously going to do something completely different and shock us all. And then no, they're actually just doing the predictable thing.
Well, that's Oscar nominations. We got really in depth there.
Yep.
Whatever. I don't really care about the Oscars too much anymore. It's more
blasphemy.
It's becoming so political.
Right. Making everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like how did Baby Driver not win any sound Oscars last year? Dunkirk won them all.
Yeah. Dunkirk was good. I remember hearing the soundtrack.
Literally the entire premise of Baby Driver was about
the music. Yes, right? I know. They're like, okay, oh my gosh. The poor producers are probably making the movie like, oh fuck, this is going to be a shoe-in. Like, we're going to make the whole movie about the music. It's going to be an easy win. Psych.
And what's funny was Ansel Elgort and Isa Gonzalez, the two characters from Baby Driver, had to present those awards, and you can see her face. Isa? I don't know. Isa?
I don't know either.
You could see her face get really, sad and angry when she read Dunkirk both times.
Oh, cringe. And Ansel even makes music, I just feel like that gives him extra points.
Was he fast?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's in an uproar about Liam Neeson nowadays.
Oh yeah, what's going on with Liam Neeson? I don't usually keep up with Liam Neeson news.
Fun fact, I learned all of my news from Twitter.
Truth though, I know it's bad, but I definitely get all my political opinions from Twitter. Oh no, should I say that?
Well, I just look at what's trending. I'm like, oh shit. Apparently, in an interview, Liam Neeson was talking about how a black man raped a friend of his, so he went out into the streets with a club or something, and he was looking to murder any black men he came across.
Did he say all of this? Shit.
But apparently it was a while ago. Apparently it was a while ago, and apparently it wasn't. He's saying it's not a race thing. He said if it had been a white man, a Mexican man, anyone, he would have fucking killed him.
Oh, that makes sense, right? You know, you can't be racist towards other races. You can only be racist towards black people.
So a bunch of
He's like trying to cover his tracks.
A bunch of people told he has a new movie coming out called Cold Pursuit, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And so they all
my parents want to go see it.
They all pulled the premieres and shit, but the movie's apparently really good. So
that sucks.
Terry Crews seems to be on Liam Neeson's side.
Oh, I think I saw tweets about that, actually. Speaking of Twitter, I'm going to go on it right now and see if I can find... I mean, Terry Crews is an amazing human being. I respect him so much. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I feel like I could talk for hours about that show, but that's not what this is about. It's not what this is about, so I'm just going to move on. I'm trying to find the tweet now.
Why does he tweet so much? It's going to take me forever to find this tweet. He was saying, every person in their life comes to a path, where they can do unspeakable evil or unspeakable good. Where the hell? Don't think I saw it. But he was saying, Liam Neeson... here's one of his tweets. The only way to appease black Twitter is if I killed Liam Neeson with my bare hands.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he's you guys are never going to be happy. So.
I just don't understand why. Okay, Liam Neeson, I feel like he thinks that he actually is one of the characters in his movies, because every character he plays is fundamentally the same. He has.
Oh my god! Did you see the Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
No, I didn't.
His part in that movie is so fucking depressing.
Really?
It's so good, but it's so depressing.
I think the last Liam Neeson movie I saw was The Commuter, which, the whole thing is about him being this, badass and fighting everybody, and you're just what, dude? You're obviously in great shape, but you really want me to believe that you can beat up, a whole group of younger men? Who are all coming at you. I just don't think that's real life, Liam. And I see him thinking that he is this person. He's played this character so many times in so many movies that in real life he's my friend got raped. Okay, well, I'm gonna just go murder anybody. No, Liam, that's not how the world works in real life. You don't have a
pack
of wolves
helping
you and whatever else happens in that Grey movie. I don't know.
You don't go around enacting your own form of vigilante justice.
No, you don't. And now he's in Men in Black, the new one, Men in Black International, I think it's called.
Chris Hemsworth.
And yes, and he's obviously supposed to be playing the Tommy Lee Jones character, right? He's replacing that hole. And it's just no, you're no Tommy. I'm sorry.
Well, Tommy Lee Jones is kind of an asshole, too.
Is he? What did he do?
Apparently he's just a really fucking angry, bitter person who hates everyone.
Poor man.
Fun fact,
I wonder what went on in his life.
My roommate, my freshman year of college, was second cousins or something with Tommy Lee Jones, and he only met him once, and it was at a family reunion. Apparently Tommy Lee Jones started a fight or something.
Wait, which roommate? Is it the one that was in your room all the time and never left?
No, that was my sophomore year.
Oh. Wait,
you weren't around my freshman year because you came.
Oh yes, I'm younger than you. I forgot. I was did Evan exist before I knew him? I'm like, did he?
My roommate's going to hear this podcast and hear what I just said about his cousin Tommy Lee Jones. He's like, that's totally wrong.
Wait, did I ever meet this roommate? Because I feel like I ran into people that you knew with you sometimes, and you'd introduce me to them.
He looks like I never hung out with him after that.
You just lived together and
Actually,
then never saw each other again.
I think he left school after that year, and then came back senior year, maybe? I don't know.
Sounds like GCU. Typical.
Yeah. GCU. Good times.
Good times, right?
Bad times.
Honestly, good times.
Good times, bad times.
Yep. The best and the worst of times, for sure.
Marshmallow.
Oh my gosh, I love Marshmallow. So guys, I keep forgetting, I have to get the hang of this. I keep forgetting that I'm not just talking to you, Evan. Like, there are other people who don't know the context here, but if there's other people listening, hello, is anybody out there? Anyways, I totally lost my train of thought. You're going to edit this, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, great. So, my sophomore year, so Evan's junior year, but it was your last year, your senior year.
Yeah.
Right? Because you finished in 3 years.
I was so smart, I skipped a year.
Oh, for sure. Evan is the smartest. So we lived in this apartment complex, and there were like feral cats all over. They weren't really feral, but they were all homeless. And there was this one cat who I took a particular liking to, and we kind of just tamed him, and he kind of just moved in. And that was all fun and games until he peed on my roommate's pageant dress that she was borrowing. And then Marshmallow wasn't allowed in our apartment anymore.
Oh my god.
But I loved him. I loved him so much.
Oh my god.
Poor Marshmallow.
That day was so great when I walked in and Chelsea was so fucking
She was screaming. She was so upset. And
I was like,
wasn't
hey guys,
her
what's
dress.
going on here?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I will never forget. Wow.
I wonder where Marshmallow is now.
You know what? I bet he still lives in that little apartment complex. And the worst part of everything that happened with Marshmallow was that one day I was trying to get his attention and get him to come over to me, and somebody else walked up to him and started calling him like Justin or something. Like, I swear it was the most like obscure random name. And he was like, "Hey Justin, come here," you know, calling him over, and I was like, what the fuck? That's Marshmallow!
Get away from me, you
Who do you think you are? That's Marshmallow! Never forget.
Oh my god. I think the worst cat I ever came across on GCU campus was, let's see, I just got finished filming something at like midnight, and we were walking through a parking lot, one of the parking lots on campus. A cat came through. And one of the kids started petting it, and as soon as he touched it, he was like, oh, he like retracted his hand, and he was like, dude, that cat has a fucking tumor.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
I was like, really? And I touched it, and there was just a big lump on its back.
Oh no.
Like, oh god.
Gosh, that is terrible. I feel really bad, because I think a lot of those cats were looked after, but obviously, like, no, we were all college students. We couldn't actually let them live with us. You know, we would be expelled from school. They were super strict. And then, but I think all of them needed medical attention. They all needed to be spayed and neutered, and they really need to do something about the cats of GCU. There's even an Instagram account if you guys want to check it out. I think it's called Cats of GCU, right? Do you remember?
There's an Instagram account?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it now. Cats of GCU. Yeah, cats_of_GCU. And it's just photos of all the cats, and they're active. They posted 2 days ago.
So it's either got to be someone who's like maybe like an employee there, a staff member, or it's got to be passed down from generation to generation.
I think so. Oh, and there's another account actually, and this is Cats of GCU with no underscores in between. And this account hasn't been active since 2015, but there is a lot more cats on here. Yeah, I really feel bad. I mean, the cats move here. It's a safe space for them. There's no cars really on campus. They're not driving quickly anyways, and they all need medical attention. Somebody Should do something about it.
They want to go adopt all the cats and give them medical attention.
I know, that's what I want to do. Sorry, here's the vegan in me coming out. I'm like, is this podcast about movies or is it about veganism?
That'll definitely come up a lot. Kelly's vegan. I'm not. We hate each other because of it, but...
Oh, yeah. We cannot stand each other because that's how all vegans are. We cannot interact with omnivores.
Go sacrifice grass to your vegan god.
I will! After this podcast is done.
No, I remember going to your apartment. You'd always make me like vegan tacos and shit, and those were pretty good.
Oh, did you just admit? Wow. Yeah, because I also remember the reason why I was doing that is because you didn't eat. You never took care of yourself because you ate or used up all of your dining dollars in the first 3 months. Am I wrong?
It's all right.
And somebody had to feed you because otherwise you would just eat Cheerios out of the box or something.
I did that so many times. Stale Cheerios. I think I have a picture on my Instagram of me eating out of a box of stale Cheerios. Like
sounds about white.
And I remember taking to my senior year. I'd wait outside the Lope Smart until they closed, and they would bring out all their uneaten like tortilla wraps and sandwiches, and just give me the box.
Evan. Oh, it's okay.
I still eat all that. All my money goes to food, and I look at my bank account, and I'm like, oh no.
No, I do the same thing because I don't buy cheap groceries. Like, I buy nice food because that's what I like to invest in, which means that I don't have money to buy clothes very often. But you know what? Food makes me pretty happy, so it's okay.
My mom came up to me the other day. She had flown down here from Idaho because my family now lives in Idaho.
What? Since when? What the fuck?
Did I not tell you that?
Continue? No. Okay, continue your story, though.
My family now lives in fucking Idaho. And honestly, when I visit them up there, they live in like this neighborhood that's off the beaten path. It's really beautiful up there. But I look out the window and there's just hills. And like, there are definitely cannibals in those hills.
Oh my gosh.
There's definitely just...
Cannibals from Idaho? If
my mom is always like, there's such a low crime rate here. I'm like, that's because they eat everyone and there's no trace of them.
Have you seen Hot Fuzz?
Yes.
Yes, that's what that reminds me of. Where, the reason why there's low crime rates is because they just murder anybody who they, don't think is good enough.
That's exactly what I imagine Idaho to be. Sorry if you're from Idaho, but that's what I believe.
I know, right?
I love the place, but I'm terrified every time I go there. And I live in LA.
Just let us know if you're from Idaho. Love you guys. Don't be too offended. Bye.
Well, my mom came down and she was like, I was talking to your brothers and we were talking about how would you guys rather go on a really extravagant vacation instead of us buying you Christmas presents? All that money would go to the vacation. And I was like, well, Mom, that would be nice, but you guys are the only ones that buy me clothes. You're the only source of clothes.
Oh, you're like, so I kind of need the clothes.
She's like, well, we'll just buy you clothes and leave you here.
Oh, no. You're like, can I do both?
Yeah. While we're in Hawaii, you can buy me some of those Hawaiian floral shirts. And
there you go. That could just be your new look. Yeah, Evan Ritter. He wears Hawaiian shirts. You know the guy that wears Hawaiian shirts? It's him.
Look back at me, maybe up until 8th grade, tons of fucking Hawaiian shirts.
I'm going on your Instagram right now.
I look like a dad.
Aw, Evan, you are a dad. Like, in your soul, I feel like you are the most dad person, even if you never have kids. You're a dad. Not a very responsible one. Oh, well, Evan, I just saw that too.
I don't know.
Whoa, are these overalls? Like, what is that little look you got going there?
I have no idea.
Wait a second. We shouldn't be talking about this. Nobody else can see it. All right. Let's talk about the movie.
Just hit me up on my Instagram, follow me.
Aren't you private?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Called out. He's private, you guys. You can't actually follow him, but you can follow me. Kelly Lee I. And Lee is with him. IG8. I know, we're just hooking our Instagrams. You don't actually have to follow me, guys.
I have fucking 6 of them, so.
Okay, it's only 3 that I use on a regular basis, okay?
I remember trying to start up a movie review Instagram, and I think I got through 3 movies, and then I forgot the password to that Instagram.
Oh my gosh, and then it just stopped.
It just stopped, yeah.
Oh.
I reviewed Fight Club, The Cabin in the Woods, and the Evil Dead series.
Oh, that sounds like you. All of those movies sound exactly like ones that you would review. Makes sense. Okay, well, the reason why we're actually here, longest intro ever. We're gonna have to work
that's
on
gonna
that.
be the whole thing. We're just gonna talk about random shit until we get to the movie.
Okay, and you might notice people will be skipping the first 30 minutes of the podcast. So anyway,
some pretty poignant points.
I know. We're working on it. We're gonna get there. Okay, so the movie that we watched, and Evan's so what's the right word here? He just did such a good job of picking our first movie. It's a good one. It was so good, in fact, that halfway through I had to pause it, take a deep breath, and take some CBD pills because my anxiety was just through the roof. I was so stressed out from watching this movie that I had to take a break.
Not
I really
because
was.
it's a super tense movie, but because it's so
stressful.
Ridiculous.
It's so stressful to watch. You guys ever watch this movie? Okay. Where do we begin? There's so much to unpack.
The movie's called Cool Cat Saves the Kids.
Oh, right. I never even said what the movie.
And it is written and directed and produced and starring child author Derek Savage, but we will be referring to him as Daddy Derek because that's his character.
Oh, Daddy Derek. Good old Daddy Derek.
And it's about, I don't know, there's no real plot to this. It just kind of jumps from topic to topic. And it's about it's a man in a giant cat suit that's a furry going around and hanging out with kids and teaching them people.
Yeah, this furry is trying to tell people how to be a better person, okay? So you really got to listen to him. He really, really loves kids.
Oh my god, the amount of times he says he loves kids, he loves babies, and it's just a grown man. And it's kind of like there's definitely some undertones there that were maybe, you know, who's to say they're unintentional or intentional?
Honestly, I started to really, really consider the fact that this is not really a kid's movie, that good old Daddy Derek, he's actually a freaking mastermind, and this is like the point was to make some weird porno that.
Well, he is an actual author of children's books. And if you go to his website, his children's game, he has like games and stuff on the website. They're located right by the adult books he's written. So on the same site with his children's books there's like a stripper book and
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to his website right now. Oh, it's so 2001. Oh my gosh.
More like 2000 and none.
Oh, you got them. Okay, and even I thought that this movie was made like maybe mid 2000s, maybe 2005 or something, just based on what everyone was wearing. And yes, it was just made. Did it not get released in 2018? Is that correct?
It was 2015.
Oh, sorry. Okay, but still.
I think. Let me check.
Oh, damn. The Savage site, you know, good old Derek. The Savage site has won the Prestige Website Awards. Sorry. It won the Golden Web Award in 2001, 2002, and 2003. 2010 and 2011, it won the World Web Award of Excellence and the Golden Web Awards in 2003 and 2004. What? So this website that has some like Comic Sans that say "Cool Cat Loves You" has won website awards. Wow.
Comic Sans is a very big part of the movie. It's the opening title credits, every time he has a transition where it says something, there's
the transitions. They
the
were great.
Transitions where apparently he remembered that Comic Sans isn't cool, and he used like an actual I don't know, like calibrate body or something. It's like the font completely changes.
Yeah, I really love the transitions between, the next day, and it's just like the rainbow, and then,
just clearly stock
yes,
found online.
Oh my gosh,
just a sun going in an arc, and then a moon.
Yes, I mean it truly is beautiful. Those little moments were like my reprieve. Like that's when I got to take a breath. I got to take a sip of tea, and I got to feel like a human again after experiencing what the rest of this movie has to offer.
Well, it only has an hour and 15-minute runtime, so it's barely even a movie.
It feels so much longer than that.
My internet went out halfway through the movie, and I was like, oh, thank God. So, you guys really need to just watch this, because it's just literally a guy in a giant orange catsuit. By the way, Cool Cat is the most narcissistic asshole. He has his face posted all over his room. He's wearing a shirt that says his name. He's always like, I'm so cool. And his family's always so like, you're such cool. Everyone around him's like, you're the best guy. Cool.
I know. Oh my gosh. We can't even talk yet about the freaking parade scene where he's just being adored. Everyone's chanting his name.
Well, except
it's just a repeating track.
Exactly. He clearly just put in his own scream sound effect. He just kept repeating it.
Every 3 seconds, the same scream repeats. And in reality, everybody who's actually there at the parade, just like random people who were unfortunate enough to be there that day, they're all like, you can just see in their face, like clapping, but also like, what the fuck is happening?
There's shots where you look in the back and he's like dancing and stuff, and the crowd's just like sitting there. And I do not understand. Like, he clearly only put in that Hollywood scene to pad out the runtime.
Yeah.
Because there was no point for... Basically, Cool Cat goes with his dad to the Hollywood parade. And
his dad, Daddy Derek. Don't say his dad. Get his name right.
Yeah, he goes with Daddy Derek to the Hollywood parade, and he's just like... giving himself a blowjob.
Truth, though. May as well have been.
And he's like pointing out
can do anything, right?
Yeah, he's pointing out all these special cars, most of which are like from really old shows that kids really wouldn't know anymore.
Oh my gosh, that was the longest ass scene. He like goes around explaining each car from every movie you can ever imagine.
Here's Smokey the Bandit's car. Here's Knight Rider's car. I'm like, no kid's gonna know what those are.
I know. All the kids are like, what? It's like, obviously Derek Savage like has like a thing for cars, like he gets off on cars a little bit.
Well, you know what he really gets off on is Van Halen's guitar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because like he starts playing that song. Cool Cat needs to make a song for the Hollywood parade, so him and Daddy Derek start making a song.
And then he's like jamming to fuck, I forgot about that part.
And Daddy Derek's like, you know why this guitar's so special? It's because it's signed by Van Halen, and he's just showing it off to the camera. I'm like,
oh my god,
did you only make this movie to show off your Van Halen guitar?
I think he did. He was like, okay, how can I go the most roundabout, long ass, inconvenient way to show off my cool guitar? Okay, I'll just make a kids movie about an obscure, creepy cat who, like, okay.
And then later they play that song just in the house, like it's on the radio.
Like it's on Spotify now or something. Like it's a number
one. And then
right
hit. After that was the greatest rap I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh yeah, actually it was pretty good.
I'm here to say.
I think I wrote some notes about that. Let's see.
He used every possible like green screen background that he possibly could.
Another thing that we really need to talk about is Cool Cat's mom. I believe her name is Mama Cat.
Yeah.
And she
Daddy Derek fucked a cat and had a kid cat.
Yep. Exactly. So good old Daddy Derek is just in there fucking Mama Cat, and there's a lot of weird moments between the two of them. Really strange things going on.
They're flirting with each other. Like, oh, Mama Cat, you saucy thing, whatever.
Oh, and why does she have to be a cat if Daddy Derek isn't a cat? I don't understand. Why is it the cat household if Daddy Derek is a human?
What are the rules of this universe? Are there just cat people walking around?
Exactly, and everybody's fine with it, and everyone thinks it's okay to fuck these cats.
Is this actually what BoJack Horseman is based off?
Oh my gosh, we figured it out. Daddy Derek is a freaking genius.
Clearly the same suit, by the way. Because you know what gives it away is that the Mama Cat and the Cool Cat costume are exactly the same. They just threw some eyelashes on. Is in the scene, there's a scene in a kitchen where Cool Cat walks in while Mama Cat's in there, and you can see the line from where he like put the two scenes together just shift over. There's just a line down the middle of the camera and moves over. So he clearly filmed both of them at different times and then tried to mesh them together, but you can clearly see the editing.
No, he's probably doing it himself because good old Daddy Derek. He wants to do everything himself.
I looked it up.
He thinks he's the best.
There's actually another guy that plays Cool Cat, although now I think it's Daddy Derek because that guy quit or something. His name is Jason Johnson that plays Cool Cat.
Jason!
And that guy has to hate his life.
Also, I love that you can clearly tell that Mama Cat is not speaking live. It's got this very clear audio cut where you can hear the audio transition where they have this random woman, probably Derek's wife or something if he's married, I don't know, and you can just hear her talking and it's just cringy.
Mama Cat is played by April Van Reese. There's no picture for her. But,
okay, April.
But so it's the story of Cool Cat trying to learn and teach these different lessons to these kids he's hanging around with, because there's this kid named Butch the Bully who is the most over-the-top bully in the world, and Derek Savage clearly hates fat kids and just thinks that they're like, if you're even slightly overweight, you have to be a bully. Apparently that's what Derek Savage thinks.
It's the truth. He thinks yeah, exactly what you just said. And the other thing is that this Butch kid, he loves to do this maniacal evil laugh because that's what bullies do, right? They bully you and then they just laugh excessively like they're from some old 1950s movie. I don't know.
And what's established throughout is that apparently bullies don't have friends ever.
Oh no, he's extremely sad, and you know what? Cool Cat says, fuck that, I don't care if you're sad, you're a bully. When, in reality, this kid clearly is being, I don't know, abandoned at home. He needs some help.
There's
he has no friends.
Because, when Cool Cat's replying to that email, that bully email he gets on his laptop, he's like, I'm being bullied in my own home? And he's like, hey, I bet if you had friends, you wouldn't be, you don't know who this person is. You can't just assume you don't have friends.
I felt really bad for the bully. I feel like he clearly has some stuff going on at home, and they're just
you do find
hating
out
on him.
His home life when Daddy Derek calls his dad because Butch takes the gun they found in the backyard.
Yeah. What
First of all, why the fuck was a gun just in the backyard?
I honestly feel like this movie should actually be about how Cool Cat is the bully, and Butch is just, a misunderstood character who needs some guidance.
Cool Cat's a dick. He loves him.
He is a dick.
Too much. My favorite part, one of my favorite parts is there's that kid who's bouncing that bouncy ball, and he's like, oh, it's really cool. And really bounces.
What's it made out of? Rubber.
Watch, it can even bounce off my foot. And he, so the kid runs into the street and doesn't look. And Cool Cat's like, you gotta look both ways before crossing the street. And then the radio comes on. It's like, there's a villain taking candy from babies, because apparently that's a thing. And
Oh, right. Bullies take candy from babies.
Cool Cat sees Butch, and he runs across the street, and guess what he doesn't do? He doesn't look either way before crossing the street. And it was literally like a minute beforehand when he was telling that kid, look both ways before he crossed the street. And instead, Cool Cat was
my gosh,
so passionate about taking down Butch and beating the shit out of him that he just charges across the street. And then Butch throws down some candy, and then Cool Cat jumps over it like a boss. And then a cop arrives and just arrests Butch for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, I know, and he actually gets arrested. Like, they put him in the cop car and everything, and I'm like, damn, like, this is not
there's not even a second of hesitation. That cop pulls up, sees a kid running from a dude in a cat costume, and then
arrest the child, not the man in the cat costume.
There was no hesitation. He was like, whoa, kid, what are you doing? You're running? Oh man, you're going to jail. Fun fact, that dude, I looked it up, and that dude is in a lot of pornos.
Yes. Okay, I saw that too.
Yeah, the guy who plays the cop. They got a porno star to play the cop. And, you know, maybe don't hire a porn star to be in your kid's movie. Although it does seem like he's been in other actual stuff, but still. There was a Big Breast Nurses 5. That's one of my personal favorites.
Heck? Just hearing all these things is just making it so much work. I mean, or worse, I meant to say, but damn, all I can say about Derek is he's a straight savage. Okay, but the other thing that I really wanted to talk about is there's many moments where I just found myself confused about whether Cool Cat was supposed to be a child or he was supposed to be an adult, because, you know, he calls his parents mommy and daddy, he lives with them, he, for all, like, intents and purposes, he acts like a child, but then when he's with other actual children, first of all, he towers over them, he's clearly a man, second of all, he, like, always acts like he's in charge and tells them what to do. But then he's in school with them.
Yeah.
Yes, he's in school with them. He's running for class president for the first third of the movie, which you don't hear about again until the very end, by the way. It's a huge subplot that just disappears. But I want to know, is he a child or is he a man? I don't understand.
Yeah, because he says a bunch of stuff where you're just like, that's definitely something an adult would say to kids.
Yes.
But at the same time...
Now, kids, I just want to protect you. Make sure you look both ways before you cross the street. And then the next second, hey, Daddy, hey, Mommy. Oh, let's eat lunch. Cool. Thanks, Mommy. And then he never fucking cleans up his dishes. It bugged me so much. I was like, clean your fucking dishes, Cool Cat. You're not cool if you don't help your parents in the home.
They do literally everything for him.
I know. Freaking Mama Cat. I actually wrote in my notes. Let me find it here.
I look down and all I see is these words, Daddy Derek fucked a cat. That was one of my notes.
Oh my gosh, that's like, I feel like I wrote the exact same thing.
And if you think about it, so Cool Cat's first name is Cool. Like, that's his actual first name. And Mama is Mama Cat's first name.
Mama, that's her name. Oh my gosh.
You could also... That dude was struggling so hard to see in that suit. The amount of times where Daddy Derek's like, oh, is that locked? Here, let me get it for you. Or you see the dude almost trip and Daddy Derek's like, oh, watch your step. Whatever. This dude,
right?
He's supposed to be running down the stairs and he's like taking his time and he's just like, he clearly cannot see out of that thing. And any action he's supposed to do, he's just, he flubs it because he can't see through the eyes of the suit. Because it's like a mascot suit.
Oh, here we are. Oh my gosh. I'm so dumb. When I was writing some of these notes. So Daddy Derek has a way about himself where he is kind of bossy, like he tells the children to do everything. He's like, oh, let me do this for you, let me do this for you, let me do this for you. And then I wrote here, this is what he says in the movie. You're going to find a healthy lunch inside. Mama Cat's waiting for you now. Lunchtime, kids. Lunchtime. Continues on for 5 minutes trying to herd them in for lunch. And then I just said his eyes go dark as he continues gradually like a freaking demon. And then I wrote, save Mama Cool Cat. Save her. Because she's clearly a slave. Like, she's just in there. For God's sake, she's just wiping the counter at some point. Like, whenever they enter in with a scene with her, she's just there in the home, wiping the counters, wiping the walls,
what I love
drying dishes.
When they're going to Vivica A. Fox and what's his name? George Estrada? What's his name? The guy from Chips. So it's Vivica A. Estrada, who's actually a good actress. She was in Eric Estrada. Yeah. She was in Kill Bill.
She was?
Yeah.
Vivica. And also, why is her name, like, her actual name? Is she supposed to play herself in the movie?
So. And Eric Estrada was from that show Chips from back in the day. And clearly they're fucking drunk. They are so hammered because they clearly want to be there or something when they have this.
Yeah.
And
how much did Derek offer them for this movie deal?
Like what? And Cool Cat is going to hang out in their backyard, I guess, or whatever. And Daddy Derek's like, okay, I'll go take Cool Cat over there, and then I'll come pick you back up, Mama Cat. I'm like, why would you not just wait for her to finish getting dressed?
I know. That's what I was thinking. And then the other thing is, like, Butch just walks into their backyard like it's no big deal. Like, he's supposed to be there.
He just
and
walks into private property.
Right. And is that not where they found the gun in Vivica's backyard?
No, it was Daddy Derek's house where they found it. So he just walks into another private backyard.
Butch, maybe he should be arrested. He's a trespasser.
So
Poor kid.
He just walks into Vivica's backyard and then kicks sand in Cool Cat's face. And you see Cool Cat's eyes squint because sand was kicked in his eyes, which I thought, hey, if you have those eyelids that you put on his eyes to make him look like the sand hurt, why didn't you have those eyelids on his eyes when he was trying to sleep? Instead, he was just flailing around with his eyes open the entire time when he was having those dreams or whatever. But,
right?
But Butch just walks in and kicks sand in his face. Eric Estrada goes, kick sand in Cool Cat's face. And
yes.
And then Cool Cat fucking loses it on Butch, saying, you're a loser and all this kind of, stopping him.
I know.
And the kid,
so mean to him.
The kid runs away crying, saying he's going to tell his mom. And then he comes back like 2 minutes later.
And this is when he goes on the rampage and, like, steals all the... then he gets the gun, and then he gets all the candy from all the babies and all the other kids.
Yeah.
Because
he gets arrested the first time for the candy. And then he walks into their backyard while they're exploring their backyard. Cool Cat and his friends, Maria and whatever the fuck the other kid's name is.
Yeah.
And they find just a gun sitting in their backyard.
Casually.
This was good. Don't touch the gun. I thought that was
right.
But,
I think the part about finding the gun and then immediately deciding that the right thing to do was not to touch it, and then running over to Daddy Derek and letting him know, like, that was a good message, obviously. A lot of kids are injured just by accidentally finding their parents' guns, and it's a really big issue. So I think that part was good.
My brother used to have some anger issues, and he really liked finding things. And my parents were gone, and I was watching him, and I walk into my parents' room, and he has my dad's gun box, and it's open, and he's trying to load the gun. And I was like, well, he clearly wasn't planning to shoot him.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Nope, you're going to accidentally shoot yourself.
Yeah, this is why we need guns and a locked safe. We're not going to talk about politics at the moment, but if you have one, please keep it in a locked safe. Do not tell your children the code. Like, let's be safe here. It's a very dangerous weapon.
But then immediately, Butch being the dumbass, he walks into their private backyard, sees the gun, and then takes it. And then all the Cool Cat and his buddies see him take it. And then there's the one kid who's like, I don't want to get, maybe we should tell anyone Butch has the gun. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh yeah, he doesn't want to be a snitch. Oh yeah, they did this whole thing about being a snitch, and then Cool Cat, like being the adult man that he is, of course, was like, oh no, if someone could get hurt, then we have to tell. And then the kid immediately is like, oh yeah, you're right, we should tell. He like changed his mind in a split second. He was like, oh, I don't want to be a fucking snitch, dude.
Just let that kid have a gun. The kid who's been stealing candy from babies and walking into people's houses. And then the kid and his friend get arrested again when they're caught with the gun. And those kids should definitely be in fucking juvie. They were arrested twice in the same day. And well, there was a point where they were spray painting on sandboxes, and then Butch accidentally shoots himself in the eye with the spray paint.
Yeah. Butch, he's just a lost soul. He needs Cool Cat to befriend him. They need to be friends. Like, Butch is just lonely. He wants attention. I feel bad for the dude.
I feel bad for the other two kids.
Oh yeah, the other two kids too. They also.
There was that line where they get caught holding the spray paint after Butch leaves them with the spray paint and runs away.
Butch.
Finds them, and they go, "No one loves us or cares for us." And then Cool Cat goes, "I love you. I'm Cool Cat, and I love all kids."
Oh, kids! Don't worry, I love all kids. Yeah, I did feel bad going like back to what we were saying earlier. Daddy Derek is writing the script with the intention that bullies are just sad and they don't have any friends, and I'm like, okay, if that's true, then why not make a message about like becoming friends with all of them, not just those two kids, with Butch too, who clearly,
well,
like, okay, if he's sad,
solitary confinement now, so
apparently.
You don't see him after that. The other kids show up
Just
and then like, sorry for being bullied.
Yeah, there's hope for the other two kids, but for Butch, sorry, he's just too evil.
Yeah. Derek Savage, Daddy Derek, clearly does not have an understanding of how kids work or how the internet works or anything like that. He's so They see groovy a lot, which who the hell said groovy in the last few years?
Right? Oh my gosh. And then the kid at the end who's like come full circle, it's like he went through like a Beyond Scared Straight experience or something. He's talking about how he doesn't want to keep doing stupid stuff. I'm not going to do any of that stupid stuff no more. Bottom line, man, if you don't want someone to mess with your stuff, then don't mess with theirs. I'm like, ooh, straight bars. Like, he was like telling them. And the other great advice that came out of this is
bullies don't like attention. And I was like, no, bullies definitely do like attention. That's why they do what they do.
Right, exactly. And yeah. And then, I mean, okay, so the thing about cyberbullying, Cool Cat was being cyberbullied by Butch, and he says the answer is to just ignore them. That's the resolution here. Just ignore the cyberbullies, which I really don't think it works like that in real life. Like,
well, don't feed the trolls, but also
no, of course not.
Don't.
But it doesn't mean that it's going to go away if you don't respond to any of the comments or anything. Like, people can be really cruel, and I don't think just ignoring a cyberbully is going to fix the problem. Some people don't give up.
I don't know why Cool Cat's so upset about that. I mean, literally everyone fucking loves him. When the kids get arrested for having the gun, all the teachers and students come out of the school. They're like, "You're so great, Cool Cat."
Yeah.
He literally did nothing.
I know. It's like he's the policeman or he's the teacher or the parent or something that fixes everybody's problems. But in reality, he's actually just a child? Or is he a man? I still don't know here.
And then at the end, they just shoehorn in everything like he won the contest. He's now school president.
The third act is the most confusing because so much happens, and then they like suddenly throw in all these other things that they're like, oh yeah, we've made a complete movie that makes sense. He won class president, by the way, even though he didn't do anything except make signs for 15 minutes in the beginning of the movie.
He didn't even make them. He goes out.
Maria did all the work.
Yeah. Well, and then what's funny is they find a sign in the bush, and she's like, oh, here's another one, as if they didn't know that, as if the signs were just popping
they
up.
Found one, but they're the ones making them. They just found one that was already done by somebody, a mysterious character. Maybe Daddy Derek was helping them. I don't know.
And what I love, there's the prank calls that Butch does to them from right
the prank calls,
right across from the street where they can see him.
Yes.
And then she gets that message like, you're fat and you have rat hair, and then he texts her again, and Cool Cat's like, answer again. Maybe he's apologizing.
Maybe he changed his mind.
Yeah, within the span of 2 seconds.
I know. I mean, I did like that idea of like, I feel like Cool Cat was trying to portray to Maria that, hey, like, sometimes people change, like, it's good to be forgiving. But within 3 minutes, Butch suddenly changed his mind and wanted to apologize for being very mean. Very mean to Maria.
How did he have Maria's number but Maria didn't have his?
I know, right? That's another question that I have to know. I'm like, maybe he liked her. Maybe he had a crush on her.
Yeah. You know what they say, if boys are mean to girls, it means they like them.
Right.
I
don't know if that's real, but...
My favorite part of this movie, though, was when Cool Cat was, like, yelling at the kids who were spray painting, who were left by Butch. And there's a shot of Cool Cat, and there's a dude that walks out of his house. He sees everything that's happening, and then he just walks backwards back into his house.
I think I missed that. I mean, oh my gosh.
Go to that part and look in the background where he's yelling at the 2 kids.
Like he was filming with them and then accidentally entered in while they were rolling.
Yeah, it's just in the background across the street, some dude like goes out to get.
Oh no! Or he's just a completely random dude. He's like, "What the fuck are they doing out there?"
Exactly
he's like,
what it was. He saw it. He's
I'm leaving.
No, that's
I'm leaving.
Dressed in a cat costume. I'm going back inside.
I do think he was, good-hearted, but it's very creepy. It comes across very wrong, and it's not.
I told you,
it's not okay.
I had a lot of stuff to say about the aftermath of this movie.
What is the aftermath of this movie?
What made this movie big among movie reviewers is this guy, I think, was this channel called YourMovieSucks.org. And he recorded it, and then everyone picked it up. They saw it, and they're like, well, we got to review this movie. And Daddy Derek liked Adam, who runs Your Movie Sucks, but he apparently didn't like any other negative reviews, so he started flagging everyone's content and sending them nasty emails and stuff. This is all like third-hand information, apparently. But there's this guy named I Hate Everything. He got all his videos taken down by Daddy Derek.
Oh, Derek.
And
he's a powerful man.
And he was, copyright claims, you can't use this stuff, blah, 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 which it's not. It's complete free use if they're not just showing the movie, they're actually talking about it, which is completely covered under copyright laws. And Daddy Derek started sending him fake emails, like emails saying I will ruin your life, all this kind of stuff.
Derek.
He sent him fake legal documents, apparently. Like he faked lawsuits against this kid. And he faked a lawyer's name, and and then they contacted the name, like the place they found in Canada that had the same name as the law office, and they're like, we've never heard of this dude. He's doing something very illegal by pretending to be a lawyer. And
but all exposure is exposure. Like even bad reviews, like that's what made this movie famous, is it not?
Exactly.
Derek should be thankful. Like at the end of the day, he made a movie that has a few messages in it, and if you take away every weird thing that happens, like the messages are good, like.
But he went batshit crazy, and he started.
Damn.
And he went after really small channels because he knew they couldn't fight back very well.
That's sad.
And then.
Is he gonna come after us?
No, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. He shows up at my door in a Cool Cat costume with a fucking knife.
If anything, he lives closer to me than to you.
Okay. Well, Evan, might just be me doing this podcast from this episode on. Nice Nice knowing you.
First episode done.
It was fun. We've known each other for 5 years. I mean, that's fine. I don't need you the rest of my life.
Your movie sucks. He was finally like, because he was friends with Daddy Derek basically at this point. And he was going to be in like a Indiegogo campaign, and then the movie for Daddy Derek's new Cool Cat movie or whatever. And but he posted, he was like, "No, you can't do this, Derek." So he posted a video called "Cool Cat Learns Copyright" or something, whatever. And then so Daddy Derek blocked him on everything, and then re-edited his trailer to take Adam out from the movie. And. But now he's just releasing a shit ton of Indiegogo and Kickstarter campaigns that don't ever reach their goal because everyone doesn't like him now because he became such a crazy dude. But it was like Derek Savage teaches gun safety for women. That was one of the movies.
Only women need gun safety, apparently.
And during the filming of that, during the fucking trailer, his cameraman almost gets shot.
Oh my gosh! Oh, you're kidding. Okay.
And then he also wants to release, I think his most recent thing is a school shooting video. Cool Cat saves the world from school shootings or something like that.
Oh, Cool Cat. I mean, that would be great if you were that powerful. I would love that, but really?
Whew.
That is really something. I commend Derek Savage for having a vision, following through on it. You know, I have nothing bad to say about his resolve. You know, he really goes through with what he says he's going to do. But man, he is.
Let's see if I can look
confused. He also looks like he's like stuck in 2000, like again, like maybe 2005 or something. Like his haircut. I have nothing against the man necessarily, but like, I feel like he thinks he's like Liam Neeson, like full circle here. Like he's some action hero from 2005, though.
Okay, so we have Cool Cat Stranger Danger Alert that he has on Indiegogo. He has Cool Cat Loves You. He just keeps starting them. You know, so like this one didn't make its goal. He raised about $7,000 and he wanted $25,000.
Look at that.
And you could tell in like these trailers and stuff, it's not the same dude that's playing Cool Cat anymore. It might just be Derek playing it now.
Oh, Derek. I mean, he does like basically everything for the movie. Why not also play Cool Cat?
Cool Cat Loves You superhero movie. Oh no, that's the Cool Cat Save the Kids. Okay. Cool Cat stops the school shooting.
The man has a vision. Like I said, he follows through.
You should see his Twitter. He clearly doesn't understand that a lot of the stuff is ironic. He gets into heated arguments with people and blocks people as Cool Cat.
No, Derek.
It's crazy. Yeah, Dreamland. That shit was crazy.
Okay, yeah, Dreamland. Okay, I was scared. And did you notice that every single night he woke up, or after sleeping or whatever, he woke up on top of the covers, like he hadn't been sleeping,
and just ready to go. He's like, I'm awake. Time to go do something.
Time to do my exercises. Time to wash my face. Time to brush my teeth. I did appreciate him saying that he needed to wash his face. I was like, thank you. Let's get more kids washing their faces. It's a good personal hygiene.
Well, then he breaks the fourth wall and he goes, "Can I get a little privacy here?" And the kid is like, "No."
I know. You're like, wait, what is going on? What is this movie about? I will say, the very last time that he woke up, I think he went to bed and woke up 3 times in the movie. The last time, he finally slept under the covers. And I remember being like, wow, like cheering, like, yes, he slept under the covers. These are the things that I notice. I'm like, why is he not sleeping under the covers? It really bugged me.
But that Dreamland sequence was insane. Terrible green screening for the first part.
Yes.
Like in a black screen, and he's like being surrounded by like the visions of whatever, and then he ends up in the closet and he's like, maybe I should hide, and he's just like shaking in the closet.
It's scary. It's really scary. Like it's like nightmare land in there. Like there's so It's so scary.
It's like he was on like I don't know, he was having like a mental breakdown. It was insane. Yeah, I think that's that's cool. Cat saves the kids. We didn't really address. Yeah. We didn't go through this movie beat by beat, or talk about it in chronological order. But that's because this movie doesn't really have a strung together plot.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to because the plot doesn't exist.
There's just different scenes that are put together.
There's just different scenes.
Yeah.
And it seems like every scene is one long take. Like there's no, actual editing or different takes from different angles. Like it's like, yeah, there's things from different angles, but it's like
I wrote down every single time he couldn't do something because of the suit. Like walk upstairs, can't put the phone on the hook, and I was like, why would you not reshoot those where he actually he can't unlock the car, he almost trips on the front porch step. Like and I'm like, why would you not reshoot those scenes where he could?
I know it's not that hard to reshoot. I do have a confession to make. During the scene when they're in Hollywood performing that song, I did make some notes while Daddy Derek was, jamming on the guitar. I started to realize that, wait a second, is Daddy Derek a DILF? I was like, wait, is he hot? I was like confused. I was like, wait, what's going on here? He was like rocking out on this electric guitar. Oh no! Don't tell anybody this. I exposed myself.
You just. I would have never used the word DILF to describe Daddy Derek.
I literally wrote, wow, DILF, am I right? Oh my gosh, is the dad hot?
No. I can't put this episode up now.
I ruined it. Completely destroyed the whole thing. Are you serious? Okay, well, I feel like there's so many other things that we could unpack in this movie.
But I think we
just don't have enough time. No. But I feel like pretty much me admitting that maybe Daddy or Derek Savage is, can I say it out loud? Weirdly attractive in that one scene. Just the one scene, okay? Just the one. I think that really sums up the confusion of the movie and how it's really just kind of a mess. I'm sorry. But like I said earlier, there's some really good messages in there, and for the most part, I agree with a lot of the messages that were portrayed, how to handle sticky situations, and although I don't think I would recommend showing it to your kids, I do think that Derek Savage's intentions were good.
Yes, they definitely, I think we could agree on that. He definitely had good intentions. He just went about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I guess he doesn't like it when his intentions are criticized or he gets any constructive criticism because, but, maybe he should leave handling stuff like that to people who actually understand kids and how the internet works and how bullying works and all that.
Definitely. I think he needs to actually, talk to a child because it seems like he's never actually interacted with one besides on screen.
But I think on the note of Daddy Derek being a DILF, that is probably a good note to end on.
I agree. I 100% agree with that statement.
So did we even establish how often we're going to be, like every other week?
I think every other week is okay. We can choose another movie and go from there. Oh man, are you actually going to edit that? Because I feel like a lot of it could be potentially cut out.
I haven't stopped the recording yet. And...
Oh. You're just going to upload this whole thing like how it is. We actually we still have to say goodbye.
Yeah, so...
Shit. This is messy.
I don't have a mic right now because I couldn't get my mic to work. We couldn't get our fucking Skype to work. We couldn't get my mic to work. It was insane. We'll probably be better at this as we go on.
I agree. We have to be.
Anything, but and but yeah, so we're gonna have a new movie every other week, and it might be a shitty movie, it might not, it might be a personal guilty pleasure, whatever. And we're gonna have a much different format. We're gonna be implementing a new plan that Kelly came up with. And that should be coming your way. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be more original than just talking about shitty movies. And, from all of us, too, here at
we have no name.
We didn't even come up with a name yet.
I know. We're working on it. We're going to make progress. This is our first thing. And, I have to say I'm pretty proud of us for actually doing something that we had an idea about and not just saying the idea and never following through.
Yeah.
So it's a good first step. And I'm excited to share more movies with you guys and share our friendship a little bit and share some positivity as well. That's a big goal for me, always, in everything I do.
We'll be making social media accounts to follow you guys to start spreading us around.
Flames. Damn, look at us making moves. I'm so excited.
Spread us around if you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed, because we just couldn't stop laughing, and we kept talking about such stupid shit.
I promise the next time we'll be a little bit better organized. We're just really testing things out and seeing how it goes, but we're excited.
No such guarantees.
Okay. I would like to be more organized, but we can find the easy medium.
Okay. So, have a great day, guys, and as always, I hope you enjoyed. Did I just steal Markiplier's exit?
Yes, you did! Psych, it's actually Markiplier. Hey, Markiplier, what's up? I love you, dude.
Alright, bye, guys.